Hey guys, welcome to Oxman Garage. Make sure you like and subscribe if you want to see more content just like this. So in today's video, I'm going to be removing the gauge clusters from a 2015 Ecoboost Mustang and a 2019 Mustang GT Performance Pack. So this is going to cover from the 2015 all the way to 2023. The removal step-by-step process is darn similar in every way with the trim panels and the bolts. Everything is very, very similar. So this is from a 2015 Mustang Ecoboost that I'm parting out. All these parts are available on my eBay store, and I'll put a link in the description. Same for this 2019 Mustang GT Performance Pack. Along with this digital gauge cluster, this will be for sale on my eBay store as well, so check it out in the description. Without further ado, let's remove the digital gauge clusters from these Mustangs. Alright, so your first step is you should disconnect your battery. It's just good practice to disconnect the battery anytime you're working on electrical components or removing them from the car. Alright, so we want to remove these two dash pieces right here. So it's going to be a small little piece right here and a large long piece right here. So you want to make sure you're using some plastic prying tools. You never want to use metal or you might gouge it. So we want to remove this piece right here. Go ahead and drop the glove box. It's going to give you better access underneath. Alright, so now we're going to be removing the steering wheel, and we have to remove the airbag. So to remove the airbag, you want to use the right tools. You can use a stick welding rod, or I'm using a Torx 10 screwdriver, where this diameter here is going to be thin enough where I can get in the hole on either side of the steering wheel to release the tension spring. So you're going to go on either side, and you're just going to feel around. You're going to go in about inch to inch and a half inside, and you're going to feel this spring. You're going to push on the spring, and it's going to release one side, and then you go on the other side, and then you release the other side. Once you release the airbag, you want to use like a small flathead screwdriver, and you want to release the clips on the bottom, and then there's a clip on top. And remember to have the battery disconnected whenever you're messing with airbags. Alright, so just to show you those springs, they're right here. They're these kind of upside down J right here. This is what you need to press in. So I'll kind of show you. So this is going to come in like that, and you're going to push in on it, and that's what's going to release the airbag on either side. So this is what you need to probe in that hole. Alright, so now we're going to remove the steering wheel. You'll see that there's a center bolt, and that's a 24 millimeter. I think you should do this by hand. Don't use an impact gun. Okay, when you're pulling the steering wheel out, just be careful of these wires. So I had to disconnect this guy and then this guy from the clock spring harness. Alright, so you want to remove two bolts underneath the steering column shroud. There's a Torx 20, and then there's a 7 millimeter bolt that's recessed in the back. So you want to take those out. Okay, so I'm going to pull this out. Just going to push up on this. Okay, and then just kind of work this like that. And then remove the bottom part. Okay, so now I'm going to take off this harness here. So there's a connector here, here, and behind the blanket right here. Alright, so now we want to remove the two Torx 20 bolts that are right there. Alright, so now you want to pull the clock spring with the turn signals and washer. There's a little tab underneath you need to pull down, and it just comes right off. And here is the tab right here that you're pulling down on. Alright, so now we're going to pull off this trim piece right here. And then you're going to have 3 7mm bolts. Alright, so now we're going to remove this piece. Then you want to unplug this connector for the headlight. Alright, so now we're going to remove the cubby hole trim piece. You're just going to pull on it. Unplug the trunk button. Alright, so you want to remove this piece right here. Alright, so now we're going to be removing the gauge bezel along with this flap. So you're going to have 4 7mm bolts. You're going to have one right there, and then 2 underneath the vent. Alright, so once the screws are removed, just going to pull gently. Alright, now that we have the gauge surround taken out, we now want to remove 2 7mm bolts on either side. And then that should come just right out. You got one plug in the back, and it's kind of connected to the back here. You gotta use your plastic pry tool. So it's that connector, and then it's connected to the top right there on a wire loom clip. There's no side bolts like the 18 and 23s, so you just gotta pull on it a little bit. Alright, so that's how you remove the digital gauge on a Mustang. If you guys want to know how to remove the stereo as well, I have a separate video. Check out the link in the corner of the video there. So yeah, you just want to put everything back in reverse order if you're replacing the digital gauge, or if you don't have a digital gauge and you're just replacing it with a base model cluster. So yeah, that's all done. Alright guys, gonna wrap up this video. Make sure you like and subscribe if you want to see more content just like this. If you have any comments or questions, comment down below. Answer them the best that I can. If you're interested in any of the parts that you've seen on both of the vehicles, they are for sale on my eBay store. Check the link in the description for that as well. So we'll catch you guys on the next one. This is Josh with Oxman Garage.